So pull it up.
Where the hell is Sudiksha Konaki? And why is it that mainstream media has stopped talking about this girl? Why haven't we heard any updates from the Dominican Republic police investigation unit regarding this girl? We are going to talk about it here on Mama's Cocktail Hour. We are not going to give up on finding Sudiksha Konaki. It has been a month. Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. It's your girl, Zaida Lisa. Please get your cannabis, your coffee, your agua, whatever your poison is, and get your butt in here. Let's start asking the hard questions that are not being asked. I have been out on these internet streets, guys, looking for any information on the Sudiksha Konaki disappearance, and I have found nothing. There has been no talks about it in Dominican media recently. It looks like all of that halted. We are not getting much updates here in the United States. So as I said before, I am going to continue to keep this conversation alive. It is important that we continue to talk about her, continue to ask the questions, continue to keep our foot on the neck of these investigators to continue to find her. Okay, so now someone who has been speaking up in the media in regards to Sudiksha Konaki, because there hasn't been much, is an investigator named TJ Ward. Okay, TJ Ward is a private investigator who helped and assisted the family of Natalie Holloway in the Natalie Holloway disappearance in 2005. Okay, he has helped the family, assisted the family, and he is talking about this new technology that he has and that he is certified to use in the United States that helps pick up any inconsistencies, almost like a lie detector test, but way more advanced, okay? And we have a clip here where he did a clip with another TikToker, and he did an interview talking about this. But I want to give you guys a synopsis before we jump into that clip, okay? So he basically has this modern day technology that is like a lie detector test, but he describes it as being like 96 or 97% accurate, okay? Where he can run the voice analysis of Joshua Reeb or any other witnesses to kind of pick up on any inconsistencies to tell whether or not they're being truthful, okay? And he doesn't have to do this in person. The cool thing about this technology is that he can do it from where he is. He can do it with a phone conversation, he describes it. He can do it with getting maybe the audio from the actual interrogation video. He can do this from wherever he is. He doesn't physically need to have Joshua Reeb tied up to some wires to figure out whether or not he's being truthful, or let's just be fair, not just him, any of the hotel staff, any of the witnesses, any of the friends, anybody. He can tell that they're lying, okay? Amazing technology. It is absolutely needed in this case. And let's talk about what the barrier is, okay? He goes on to talk about the barrier being Sudiksha Konaki's parents. He has not gotten the blessing to help with the interrogation. Okay, and for him, that is very important. Obviously, he just doesn't want to start going into and prying into this without their consent. He has reached out to them, according to him, several times through several avenues, and he was told that he was going to be given a call, and he has yet to do so. Okay, he is trying to get to the bottom of this. So let's check out this clip real quick, and we'll be right back after the jump to break it all down.
Well, why would they take a person like Sudiksha Konaki, right? That's a high profile person, United States citizen. That would be so problematic. What would be your thoughts on that?
Well, guess what? Natalie Holloway's missing and she's missing now. So let's not rule it out. Okay. It doesn't matter. This may be a high profile case, but if we let it die out, that's a problem. There are people that come and look for people like this to be able to take them close in human trafficking. So we can't rule that out yet. We don't know. And I'm not saying that she's not in the water. I just don't believe she's in the water from evidence that's already transpired. It's been 1 month and they've been looking. I mean, it was every day shortly after she went missing, and there's no evidence whatsoever it's popped up in the water whatsoever. So we need to start looking and other resources and things that may happen.
Since you've been an expert on the Natalie Holloway case, I think you said you worked on it for 18 years. Can you tell me 3 main big things that are similar between the Natalie Holloway case and a case like Sudiksha Konaki's?
Started on the water. We had somebody who was involved, and we have somebody here in Dominican Republic where somebody was involved that is apparently right now has been ruled out. Vandersloot was always a suspect, but I can tell you right now from things that I know, there's more people involved than it was Joran Vandersloot.
Okay, guys, so you heard all of that. Okay, a lot of information, but I love listening to him because he does spit some facts. Okay, let's be real. It is now a month that Sudiksha Konaki has went missing. Okay, I think she went missing March 6th. Today is April 7th. So it has officially been a month and 1 day since she has gone missing, and we have heard nothing. Now, he himself is saying it is very slim, although there still could be a possibility that his gut feeling is she is not in the waters. In his experience, when someone is in the water, they do come to shore. Okay. He did, however, to be fair, share an example on this interview where he discusses he did have a case where someone didn't come to shore, and he was certain that they drowned, and that he had to have a specialist, a certain type of a diver, go out there and look for that person, and they were found. Okay, so there are slim chances where the body does maybe get caught somewhere, but he said that that's very slim to none, being that they've done an extensive search of the waters. Okay, so his gut feeling is saying she didn't drown. They are now exploring the possibility that she could have been ex-trafficked, okay? Or something else could have happened. And so he doesn't feel like he would get any answers up until the family of Sudiksha Konaki grants him their blessing. Now, for everybody that's like, oh, he just wants to make money. He doesn't want to make money, guys. He's saying, I will raise this on GoFundMe myself. It's not about the money. He has years being a police officer. He was a police officer before. He is now a private investigator. And his gut is telling him that something nefarious happened here. It is not as simple as her body got washed ashore and it's gone. He's saying, in his professional opinion, her body should have surfaced. Okay? Very, very interesting. Now, I have been doing some research, and some of the things that I've been researching is trying to find the actual transcripts of Joshua Reeb's confession. I have seen some YouTubers who actually have it, but I would like to actually get the document. If anybody knows how I can get that document, drop me in the comments. I would love to get that documentation so that here on Mamas, we can go through exactly what it is that he said. Because I feel like there's always, when you go through things that people say, you can always figure out if they're telling the truth. I don't know. Maybe I just have a keen knack for it, but I'm a mom and I can always tell when my kids are lying, okay? I can always tell when my kids are being forthcoming, depending on the information that they tell you versus the information that they keep out. So I am on a search, guys, to kind of find that officially so we can go through it here on Mamas. But TJ Ward did list several inconsistencies in his statement, which I think is very important. Now, Dominican media was, and just to catch everybody up, because if you're not caught up and you're catching this for the first time, please go check out some of my other videos. I've done videos that you can probably find right here where it talks about a lot of the theories that come with the Sudiksha Konaki disappearance. One of the things was whether or not Joshua Reeb had something to do with it. 2, it was the bar incident that was a potential setup. If you guys haven't checked that out, check that out. It was some weird stuff going on in the bar, and both her and Joshua Reeb looked like they were throwing up. Don't want to speculate, but I don't know what else you would be hovering over for. I think I've heard somebody in the comments be like, they weren't vomiting. I'm like, to me, you're stepping out, you're on the grass, you're hovering over. What else are you doing, right? So were they potentially roofied at the bar? Maybe Joshua Reeb did black out. I don't know, right? We're just trying to walk through things in our heads. But if he did black out, I still feel like there are inconsistencies about why didn't you act if you woke up and realized that the person that you were last seen on the beach with was gone. I guess that's the biggest thing for me, guys. It's not really about what he did there. It's about what he did after that makes me feel like he knows something. Okay? If you woke up, honestly, and realized that you almost just drowned on the beach with this girl, why wasn't the first instinct was when you came into the hotel was to go to the front desk and report that you almost drowned, and now the girl that you were having a good time with the night before is gone? Why did you automatically assume she left? Now, another interesting fact that I don't think that a lot of people spoke about, and of course your girl's going to bring it up here, is if he left the beach, and let's just say he was on the same lawn chair or around the same area that they were on together, why didn't he find it strange that her cover-up and her slippers were still there? Why didn't it click to him? Where could she have went without those things? Why didn't that draw a red flag to him? That is something that I will never understand. Just like how I would never understand how this man came back without his shirt and his shoes. Like, for me, guys, I'm not going to lie. This whole situation is giving cover-up. It's giving the real resort does not want to take accountability for a 20-year-old girl going missing on their premises. I don't think people are talking about it. This girl did not go missing off the resort. This girl did not go missing on a freaking, on an excursion in a different place. She went missing on the resort. Now, to me, it almost seems like Joshua Reeb getting cleared from this is in the benefit of the Dominican Republic. Okay? And don't get me wrong. I'm Dominican here. I'm Dominican. Y'all know this. I don't know if y'all know this, but I've never been to Dominican Republic. Okay? My dad was born there, and it has always been my dream to go to where my dad grew up and see that. But now it's giving, I need to make sure that I'm safe. Like, if a girl can go missing on a resort and nobody seen nothing, you mean to tell me all of the people who work in the resort, all of the cameras there were conveniently not on? Like, guys, it's giving cover up. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm weary. Like, this is like, I almost feel like the Dominican Republic is not saying anything or not really investigating this the way they should because it works to their betterment. If she was drowned, that's the best case scenario for them. If we end up finding out down the line that she was murked or murdered or brutally hurt or taken, that is going to affect business. So it almost sounds to me that it is convenient for the Dominican Republic and the Dominican Republic investigators for this to go away. But I'm here to let you know that I'm not going to allow that to happen. And I hope that you guys don't allow that to happen, okay? We are going to continue to keep our foot on their necks. We want to know what happened to Sudiksha Konaki. Where is she? We deserve answers, okay? You guys drop me down in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. please do so, because we are going to continue to cover this here. And you guys can check out my channel for various topics. We do true crime here. We do all things Zaida Lisa. We talk Diddy. We talk sports. There's something for everybody here. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next video.
I was so bored up.